Because if anything happen, I shake my hand with you.
Exactly. Exactly.
I shake my hand with you. Forget that pastor.
I'm telling you.
Carry that pastor, make DSS go ask him question. That thing where the talks in our prophecy. As far as I'm concerned, how's here for when military don't
I'm telling you.
He goes down here waiting military people say they want Nigeria or make them go ask him in prophecy from saying see Obi they cry. Say
I don't even know why Obi cried. Leadership is not by emotion. Don't cry on live TV.
Customer. Yes, you can go ask that pastor which big officers we want plan that coup.
Pastors and team vision is another story for another day. Those ones are different cases. Honestly.
Many people they say Tinubu no be our president, Tinubu no be our president, Tinubu no our president. Now so now they start. French government don't call, congratulate. British government don't call, congratulate. American government don't call, congratulate. All of them don't plan partnership where they go take work with them. But you.
But why is no one talking about?
People also need to understand that Nigeria is a sovereign state. No matter how much you tag the international community, they cannot interfere with the business locally. We've gotten our independence, so people you might sign petitions and they might look into it and they might ban some people. But Nigeria is now sovereign. They cannot invade Nigeria. That's what people need to understand.
Invade Ukraine, sir.
Exactly.
But you see, one thing with Nigerians is we don't learn. Sure, na see as Ukraine be. If not like, make una try the fight war. Right now, just go look Ukraine. So here's my own. We say we go tribunal. Everybody go court. Our mandate.
How effective is our legal system? That's another thing we should look at.
The legal system that you rigged that favored you last year, because now it does not favor you, is now bad.
No, they won't do anything.
Let's take a look at during the Naira situation. Buhari will say his own, the Supreme Court will say theirs, the CBN governor. It's almost like we are lawless. So I worry for the people that want to run to the courts for justice.
It's like that's anybody with the wrong. That particular waiting be the name of that pastor. Please, everybody quickly. That pastor we talk saying Sean. Cry.
I don't know.
Destiny Amaka Day here, she watched that video. Let's get to hear. Please, right?
Sorry, what?
Who saw that particular video? DSS, I beg you in the name of God, go and ask that man where he got that inside gist from. That thing no be prophecy. They want staff club where military generals sit down, they plan, waiting they want to do this now. Make una this order. Please, everybody mute your mic so I can talk. Please, dear DSS, help us ask Uncle where he takes that kind of in-house gist prophecy from. Which military mommy markets in go drink beer, I be in go hang out. Here, military people they talk. Say for 29th or say first of all they go out, say there will be riots, there will be. Say tell us waiting. Two things I'm worried about that particular prophecy is either he's inciting people to follow a specific path. He is indirectly, because to me, that particular prophecy is not me. I know, say, pastor walk and person will sit down on the right letter to abroad people. The difference, not many. But you see, this particular one is a bit too volatile. because he mentioned riots, he mentioned people losing lives, he said they were going to arrest BAT. So dear DSS, that pastor we did that video, una go don't see him by now. I beg, make una help me invite him. Make una help me question him. Because anything we go throw this country into jeopardy. Listen to me, eh? If you want to carry this country, give 4-year-old you can make it run. As long as there is peace, me, I'm fine. But that one way they won't scatter, they say, he say for the day of the election, they'll come do interim government. I watched that video. That man, in my humble opinion, is dangerous. Taste buds, watch that video, she begin fear. That is too insightful. Don't incite the people. Don't try to teleguide what you want them to do so that it will look like, say, your prophecy. Right now, people are vulnerable, and anything that comes out of a church is believed to be fact. Let me tell you, even the Bible you are holding, Ada is here, she knows, a lot of the things inside the Bible are not fact, let alone church. Church where person go sit down, dream, when they dream by himself, when they get malaria, I can't tell you, I say, God, talk to Ram. You know, see how many people say, God said, the election will be like this, God said, elect God. Nigerian God, they lie. Nigerian God. Nobody lie, reach Nigerian God. What God cannot do does not exist. Angels fool the whole poly units. Angels, they follow everybody they read. Angels are watching, but they still they read. Where they carry those angels come from? Oil rig. Anyway, nothing concerns me. The only thing where I want to talk be say that particular pastor make DSS help us question him. Say where you see he saying go future, come back. Say I'm from the future. Please. That time machine when you take go back to the future. Make the help us ask him before that pastor carry this Nigeria put for where we no one go. Femi Aderogba, what are your thoughts?
All right. Good morning, Daddy Freeze. Good morning, everyone. It's a privilege to join this show once again. Well, the election has come and it has gone. Just that there are a lot of lessons to learn from the election. And one of the lessons we have to learn is that whenever we actually want to kick out a particular government, there is always a need for strong alliance. We should always try to let our tactical judgment, we should always let it rule over our emotions. And that will actually bring me to the fact, to the obedient movement. Honestly, I have nothing against the obedient movement. You know, we see things in different dimensions. Some people can actually say this is the right way, and other people can actually say this is the wrong way. So obedient movement, to the best of their knowledge, they believe they actually went the right way. But what can we actually say about their preparation? The preparation, it appears good, but it's not that kind of strong to actually win a federal election. Look at it now. We all know that if you want to win election in Nigeria, it is highly necessary for you to have coverage in almost all the region. Now, when I did, because I followed the election from day one till the last day, and I computed all the results. And one of those things I did was trend analysis. How is Obi vote growing from one state to another? I realized that in Jigawa, where he had some votes, it was low. In Yobe, low. Kaduna, low. Sokoto, low. Gombe, low. This means that all the northern states and the southwest states, they had lesser representation there. The only place where they had stronger representation is Lagos State. And we all know that Lagos State is actually a state that is mixed of different tribes. So since they are dominant there, it's expected of them. But election is not about how you win in your strong area. It's all about how you win in other people's territory. And that is what really determines your strength and the quality of your preparation. So if we are going to look at how the voting pattern in Adamawa, Northwest, northeast of Nigeria, we can realize that there were no strong presence of obedient movement in that area. And that is why many people are saying the election is rigged, that they defranchise them whatsoever. No, it is because the voting pattern in their weak point area is not as much as is expected. Now, they said the election is rigged. And I ask one question: if election is rigged, if you study the southeastern part of Nigeria, I did the regional analysis, and I realized that the Labour Party had 91% of the entire vote in that region. Are we now saying that the 91% that they had in the southeast, are we saying they are not rigged? Are we saying that they are all based on free and fair? Let's come to the southwest. In the southwest, Obi had like 40-something%. Labour Party, APC had like something like 30%, and PDP had something like 20%. So now, if we compare it to Anambra, we realize that the election was based on ethnicity, technically, because a region has 91%, and in other region, there were fair representation of all parties. So my own advice is that we should not always cry foul stuff when we are losing. We should also embrace the fact that the system is corrupt. And when you want to win in a corrupt system, you always need to do your SWOT analysis or PES2 analysis. You need to consider your political environment, your economic environment, your social environment, the technological environment. And you realize that in Nigeria, the political environment does not always support the opposition party to actually win election as expected. Also, you will agree with me that the technological environment is not also favorable for opposition to win an election. And because of this fact, we can say that obedient movement was great, but it would have been great if they form alliance with PDP. And PDP also have their lessons to learn. By now, we should have understand that we cannot win election without alliance across board. Look at it. Obi had 6 million. Atiku has 6 million. If we match these both together, that's 12 million. Even if APC rigged their vote, that particular 6 million is 12 million. Automatically, PDP or any candidate from alliance would have won the election. So we have to know now that if we want to kick out this particular government in the future, both PDP and Labour Party, since they are factions of different parties, they need to come together and prepare other. But if obedient movement said no, they are not actually coming together for alliance. They need to work in their weak area.
I want to ask you a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A lot of obedience. A lot of people are cursing this young man out, saying he works for Tinubu. He was one of the team members for Team Atiku Abubakar on my debate that I used to have every single Tuesday called Clash of the Supporters. He is a PDP member. He supports Atiku Abubakar. So you see, that's the binary thinking of obedience. As long as person no support Obi, automatically the person they support Tinubu. You guys can never go far if you continue binary thinking. Me, they don't cost me tire. Me, na sure me, I follow JJ. I text talk, say we no get votes, no problem. But you see, there's something obedience keeps saying. And you, because I've worked with you for a long time and I respect your analytical thinking and the way you employ statistics when it comes to stating your case. A lot of obedience believe that Obi actually won the election, but it was rigged. I want to ask you, in your humble opinion, from your understanding and the facts before you, do you think Obi won the election? Question one. And question two, if Obi goes to court, what exactly is he going to do in that court? And what is he going to get from that court, in your opinion? Those are my questions.
Okay. Well, the simple answer is that Obi did not actually win that election. That's just the simple answer. Because the fact and the figure point to it that election favor Obi in some region and doesn't favor him in some region. Since it doesn't favor him in some region and the number were not satisfactory, it doesn't meet the INEC requirement. So he didn't actually win the election. So now, for tribunal, it is normal for every politician to always prove that because an election doesn't favor him, he can make a conclusion that they've stolen his mandate. But I must confess, it's better for obedient movement to actually think of 2027 than wasting time at the law court. Because who owns the judicial system in Nigeria? We all know that the ruling party owns the judicial system. Atiku tried it in 2019. What did they bring out of it? Even when Obi was there. And what would be the evidences? That would be the question. What would be the evidences of voting? Is it what the party agent brought that would be the evidences? Or what INEC actually submitted from the IREB that would be their evidence? So we need to understand that we should move from this ideology of because I lose the election, they rig the election. We should rather start thinking like I lose the election, even though there are malpractice in the system, I was not generally acceptable. In the future election, how will I win? Buhari did that in 2015, 2011, 2007. When it was coming based on regional basis, like Obi was coming, he was also losing the election. But the moment he formed merger with Asiwaju, we can see that despite the fact that PDP wanted like to get something manipulated, the alliance made make Buhari to become the president. And you can see what happened in this election as well. The alliance also helped Asiwaju to get the election. So it's a waste of time for Obi to go to court and start proving what is not. Let them accept the defeat. They've tried. Let them accept the defeat and let's move on in peace. Instead of insulting one another, let's coexist. Let's understand.
Question for the balance, Femi.
Okay, sir.
You have debated the best of Obi candidates. You have debated the best of Asiwaju candidates on my live on Clash of the Supporters. So I want to ask you a question. Do you think Tinubu really won this election, in your opinion? Because I can see a lot of people asking that question. Did Tinubu actually win the election? What is your take as an Atiku Abubakar supporter?
Well, because I followed the election from the beginning to the end, based on what was presented per state, I will still say that Tinubu won that election. If anybody is against the fact that he won the election, even Atiku, because Atiku has spoken today, he said a lot of things. And he also blamed the poor alliance between Labour Party and PDP. He also blamed the stuff on their failure. So I will say that yes, Tinubu won the election. It's for us in PDP and Labour Party to learn our lessons. We have also been winning the election for many years. And look at it, during Obasanjo time, there are some discrepancy in our electoral system. During Yar'Adua time, we only have free and fair election during Jonathan time. And I think Gage was also credible. But election after that were based on manipulations and discrepancies. So I will say based on the data they brought so far, election was won, but it was rigged. But we should not waste time going to court. Let's learn our lessons. Let's come together towards 2027 and ensure that we kick out APC. That is my take.
Okay, brilliant. Now, I want to ask you a question. Peter Obi did not win the mandated 25% in 25 states.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
yes.
that was rigged against him, or do you think he genuinely did not make the cut?
It was not rigged genuinely. Let's watch where Peter Obi has actually won. That's why I stated that fact. Peter Obi won and got highest vote in Lagos, Enugu, Abuja, Nasarawa, Cross River, Akwa Ibom. All these states are south-south and southeast. And these were the strong area of Peter Obi. If Peter Obi vote actually reflected the region interest and it actually brought in those kind of votes, I will not say that in other region where he failed, I will not conclude that his election was rigged. So it's okay. Look at Osun now. Look at Osun. When Labour Party during the Osun election, when they asked Labour Party about their candidate said he doesn't even recognize Peter Obi. In Osun State, where there is Labour Party and I'm vying for the post of governorship. So now, when the election came, they don't even have much vote from that region. Same thing as Oyo State and some other neighboring states in the southwest. So I will say that the election is just a representation of the influence of Peter Obi across all regions. So they should stop creating this kind of foul play that it was rigged, it was rigged, it was rigged. If when Labour Party won in Lagos State, did they mention that it was rigged? They were on social media celebrating it. They said, wow, they won Tinubu territory. Nobody was crying foul play that it was rigged. It was when the entire stuff keep coming against them and they start shouting that it was rigged. And since they have been complaining that it was rigged, have they ever mentioned the Southeast that election was rigged there? They keep mentioning their weak point. The election was rigged. So I don't agree with them that they have good representation in those regions. They have the ambition, but their preparation was low. And they have a good start. If they can continue over the years, honestly, they may overtake the ruling party. But for now, they should just forget it. We should move on. Moving on is the next thing for us.
All right. Ada, you have a question, and then Mary can say something, and then we close. Ada, what's your question? By the way, Ada is a member of the Labour Party. She supports Peter Gregory Obi. So Ada, go ahead. Feel free.
I've always been apolitical. This is actually the very first time I am getting interest in politics. But I have a few questions for you. How credible is our data in Nigeria? Let's start with that. And again, how did INEC get the results that they're collating, since those results were not transmitted electronically in today's Nigeria? No, for real. And then let's talk about numbers in Nigeria. Do we actually have the exact data of the number of people in Nigeria today? How come all of a sudden we want to trust the numbers given to us by INEC? Let's start with that.
Okay, please, can I note your question down so that I wouldn't mix words together?
How well is our data collation in Nigeria? How reliable is data in Nigeria? Let's start with that. And again, how did INEC get these numbers that they collated, considering the fact that these results were not transmitted electronically within the short period of time?
Okay. Data collation is in terms of the election, right? You know, if you actually follow the process of the election in Nigeria, you will understand that the data acquisition starts from the polling unit. After individual has actually voted, they are going to count the vote. When they count the vote, they are going to document it, and every party agent will actually sign to it. After they've signed, they are going to dispatch that copy to each party agent. The INEC is going to get the original copy and forward it to the right headquarters. That is how its data collation work in Nigeria. Are you getting it? Now, to the matter of how can we trust it, I will say that, well, we can trust our data collation up to, like, we can give it 70% confidence level, but we can give it 30% errors. Yes, 70% in the sense that over the years, there has been cases at the tribunal, and they realize that the percentage of areas that people do say they are rigging election, they realize that it's not as much as they do exaggerate it. It is just some polling units, or like 30% of the polling units that were actually a representation of failure. And anyone that has won at the tribunal, they always bank on this. So I will say that our data collection system, when it comes to electoral stuff, can be trusted up to 70%. But the remaining 30% error is dangerous and is the one causing havoc to us. Now, in the future, if I have to advise INEC on how to get data, I will say that we should start acting like a leader in the world. We can, an average Nigerian, maybe someone in university now has access to laptop. That means that we are now being informed technologically. We cannot be representing ourselves. We cannot be representing ourselves as a backward nation. That means that we should deploy technology in transmitting our results electronically, but not the way they are doing it. We need to have a functionality on our Beaver system that can actually ensure that there is a digital signature and that results are being inputted into the system and can actually easily be transmitted to the INEC database. And when it gets transmitted to INEC database, we can get results under 5 minutes. This is what I mean. Now, let's assume we have polling unit A, and after they voted, they said PDP got 20 votes, APC got 30 votes, NMPP get 40 votes. In that Beaver system, they should have an input system that can allow them to input those stuff. The moment they input those stuff, they can press submit. When they press submit, that thing automatically go into their database. And when it go to their database, automatically it auto-populates and the results come out quickly. And by doing that thing, we will be able to actually query the integrity of our data. What do I mean by that? After they've inputted those things into the beavers, like, okay, PDP, APC, whatsoever, there should be, they budgeted like billions of naira for this election. There should be like a digital signature, like pen, that every party agent can append signature to. They can print it out for them as their copy. So if anybody say, oh, in this polling unit, we feel that this data has been manipulated, they will just ask polling unit, they will type into the system, they will bring it out. Automatically, they will compare with what they have. And that's all. So I will say that
that was supposed to happen, but these things actually did not happen. Did they happen? For real, they did not.
That's why.
They had 4 years to prepare with this beavers, but they didn't. And then they're giving us paper encrypted data, and we should work with that.
Hold on. Ada, let me answer your question. Look at the Naira change and how it affected Nigerians and how everything went skyrocketed. You need to understand that Nigeria, even though rigging is an issue, like I said, in every election in Nigeria, rigging has been a standard. From NPN of Shehu Shagari time and UPN, all those Awolowo time, they don't the rig election, they come to today. So rigging is a standard. But you also need to understand that Nigerianness is also a standard. Look at the way the system was disrupted with the change of Naira notes. That will explain how the election process is also going to get truncated by Nigerianness. Where there's supposed to be light, there will be no light. Where there's supposed to be server, there will be no server. Look at today. How many times have you gone into a shop in the UK to pay with your card and they did not have network? Mary, you live in Canada. How many times have you gone into how long have you been in Canada?
4 years.
In 4 years, how many times have you gone into a store in Canada to buy things and you presented your card and they said, sorry, our card system is not working?
Never.
Let me tell you, today it happened to me 3 times. Let me tell you the story. You walk into a supermarket, you will buy stuff, then they'll say there's no network. Sometimes they'll tell you, unless you have Access Bank, or they'll mention 2 banks, they'll tell you, yeah, Zenith and GTB, they are not working. Then they'll tell you to do transfer. So when you live in a country like that, what do you expect from an electoral process that requires electronic transmission? Today it happened, yesterday it happened to me. You will give them your card, is that they will deduct the money without it being reflected. As I'm talking to you now, I have 35,000 naira that I paid a hospital a month ago from GT Bank that I've not been able to get back because I don't know if the banks are now open. They deducted my money, they didn't pay the hospital, so I have to drive to the bank and fill a form that they did not pay me my money. So technology in Nigeria is backward. You need to understand that. So anything that involves technology in Nigeria will have the Nigerian factor hiccup. How many times have you gone to pay? I've been embarrassed before. There was a time I went for a breakfast meeting with one of Mike Adenuga's sons. We just sat down to have a discussion over breakfast at one hotel in Ikoyi. I want to remember the name of that hotel. Very popular hotel now.
George?
It's not George, it's the other one.
With Baker?
With Baker. So we had breakfast. And we're done with breakfast. I wanted to go and pay. Baba, it won't be like I don't get money to eat food. Though. My card declined. Then he was now offering to pay. I felt so embarrassed. Last, at the end of the day, my card went. after thoroughly embarrassing me. So when you are talking about something that requires technology and you are putting Nigeria inside that equation, what do you really expect to get? It's like you pick a girl on the street and she's saying, hey, 5,000 naira for the night, and you say you want to marry her, and then you are crying that she's cheating on you. What really are you expecting from a system? We are not, when it comes to technology in Nigeria, we are severely backward. Let me tell you something. I traveled abroad. I can't realize my phone lasts 2 hours or 3 hours longer than it lasts in Nigeria. Do you know why? Because the connection with network is more seamless. So the phone doesn't have to be roaming up and down the street looking for the network. Do you know, I realized that my iPhone stopped heating up. Even in the hot summer, my iPhone was cool because it was not overworking itself to get to the... What do you really expect from Nigeria? How many times have you had to host a meeting on WhatsApp or Zoom, and then Nigeria happens and you cannot connect? I was watching Channels TV. Was it Channels TV today? While they were transmitting Peter Obi's speech, I was watching him live. It went off like 3 times. It went off like 3 times. So we have fundamental issues. So we need to also understand the handicaps of technology in Nigeria.
Okay.
And so let me just quickly say something. And we also need to understand that all candidates play on the emotions of their supporters. And Peter Obi is not innocent. I was watching the live. I even said I was going to discuss it. Peter Obi said the amount of money, he cried. And why did he cry? Because some girl needed 70,000 naira for an oven. Did you watch the Peter Obi discussion?
Yeah.
And he said the money that people used to drink wine is what that girl would have used to buy. Question: who is buying the wine?
Is it not the one?
So, and everybody was crying, and I was like, oh.
And you are clapping for him.
Like, wine that you are importing. I don't have any. Really, and I think you will have made a president. But Ada knows me. If you want to never get me emotionally, use any other thing. To me, that was like, wow.
This is scam.
They bring in
this is scam.
You know, so we need to also detach ourselves emotionally. Would I say this election was not rigged? Am I mad? Am I stupid? Has there ever been
heavily rigged
that was not rigged? I told you, rigging is the common denominator of all Nigerian elections. If once we do on this live, if we do election now, una go still rig am. Earlier on this afternoon, I said, raise your hand if you like the outcome. Do like this if you dislike the outcome. People were rigging it. I don't know if you're there, Femi.
Yes, I was there. I saw it.
So
I saw it.
Sorry, let me not interrupt any further.
Okay, I want to say something. There is this narrative that's been circulating that Obi stole Atiku's mandate because if he did not contest, Atiku would have gotten more votes. Please tell me, when Obi did not indicate interest running for this presidential position, why wasn't Atiku winning for the 3 times or 4 times he came out to run for this position? That's one. And bear in mind, the same Atiku that did not win all this countless number of times that he's been coming out, you think he would have won now without Obi's presence, or he would have won if Obi was a supporter, like what's it called? If Obi was like his deputy, you think that would have his vice, that would have given him an upper edge? The same reason why people have not found him worthy to give him that position, my brother, he wouldn't have still stood a chance.
Okay. Yes, sincerely, I liked all the questions you asked. They were intelligent and smart ones. Yep. Let me answer your question. You know, before you even asked this question, I told you, I said one thing that is missing in PDP is alliance. And that is the problem of PDP. While Atiku lost that 2019 election, was still a matter of alliance. And why he lost this 2023 election again is still a matter of alliance. PDP, they have not gotten that area right. Everyone believes is the master of all. Look at what Wike did. Look at what Sheyi Makinde did. Look at what Benue governor did. They believe they are powerful. So if everyone believes in their own intelligence and these things, the kind of things keep revolving, is a cancer to the party. And when there is it's just like a body. When there is an issue inside human body, no matter how strong you are, the person is going not to function appropriately. The cancer in PDP remains division. And this poor level of alliance is the one costing Atiku that particular ticket. That is just the honest truth. Now, regarding your question, you said without Peter Obi, would you have won election? I've told you, I studied the trend of this election. I realized that the only thing that affected Alhaji Atiku Abubakar was or were the election in the South-South and election in the Southeast. 91%, 91%, Labour Party got 91% of the entire vote in Southeast. Let's assume Atiku was able to extract like 40% to that. He would have actually matched up with Asiwaju. So there is this, he would have the gap between Asiwaju, the gap between Asiwaju and Atiku was not that much, which he can actually get from the Southeast. Look at the South as well. The gap between him could have actually been done in those regions. So there is this Obi factor that really affected Alhaji Atiku Abubakar.
Okay. A lot of people are saying, first of all, I need you to know that I'm not happy with Obi because Obi took Showore's mandate.
That means Showore cannot win now.
No. Oh, Shebi una talk say Tinubu take our own mandate. Let me tell you why I believe Obi took our mandate.
Okay.
Fight. The democracy, the fight was Showore's fight. He started this fight. He went to prison for this fight. He fought for ENSA. Showore for many years was not allowed to leave Abuja. So Showore fought for the people. And I believe Obi came and, whether you like it or not, along the lines, was able to canvass the people that normally would have voted for Showore. So as una they cry, say una be obedient, say una they cry, say Tinubu collect una mandate. Me and other people who believe in the only youth and the only recycled politician, whether you like it or not, if you like cry from today till tomorrow, Obi is a recycled politician. Cry, you like to cry, laugh if you want to laugh. As long as he has served before in an office in Nigeria, he is recycled. Maybe not as recycled.
Well, I agree.
Maybe not as recycled as Tinubu, but he's recycled. So if you are talking about change, I don't see how Obi is the change. He was former PDP, former governor, it's not change. The change. So if
that is
angry that
did you watch Showore interview?
We talk.
Daddy Freeze, did you watch Showore interview?
Yes, now I follow Showore back to back. Showore is on my speed.
He said one thing. Daddy, he said one thing. He said, see this Nigeria. Whenever they have issues and they want to go for campaign or what do they call it, protest. Now me, they will call me to that I should lead the protest. When it comes to election, they will go on ethnic stuff or whatsoever stuff. And he said, see, this time, no matter how you complain, no come call me. And if I have to go not partisan, to be honest with you, if we actually want that change, we actually claiming for. Honestly, it is all these youth that have not been in government, has not one and dime with the cabas that actually have to lead us. But, you know, we Nigerians, we do things based on religion, based on tribal stuff, and possibly because of our emotions. Because look at it now, the vote that brought Buhari in was based on Redeemer's thought as well. They said, wow, since he's a pastor, he will be deputizing Buhari and he will be informing Buhari on what to do, what not to do. Even at that, when things were going bad for the second bid of Asiwaju, of Buhari, do you know that the Redeemer still keep saying that let's give him another chance on the platform of what? religion.
Anyway, let me say something. So when this guy came and said, Daddy Freeze, I'm really disappointed at you. So what you said and you understood from what Peter Obi said, let me tell you, I love Obi. He's a great guy. But I believe Obi stole the mandate of the youth from Sowore. Whether you, he stole it. If there was no Obi, the vote would have been divided between Atiku and Sowore. Sowore would have stood a better chance.
But Sowore can't win. That is
Can't win, but he will have stood a better chance to grow. We want to grow him for the future. So all
how many times came out?
yeah.
How many times Sowore came out? How many times has he contested? How many times?
He has contested times now.
What has actually been the election result if allocated to him?
But
has he gotten up to 1 million?
Why is that? Is he not young enough? Is he not smart enough? Have you not heard his ideas? Do you understand?
Well, Nigerian things actually. Nigerian
break your heart. Idea Sowore is superior to Obi. Idea for Sowore is superior to Obi. Argue it.
With Sowore being
SCG president,
and
I disagree.
have actually treated him. I actually think right now that Nigerians are not ready for the change we crave for. Honestly,
but that Freeze, the fact he doesn't have the leadership experience.
please.
Doesn't have the leadership
Does it
experience.
take for one to have the leadership experience? The people that have been ruling us, they
My own
one day.
everybody they cry obedience. No,
Okay,
no carry your cry. Come meet me. Meet why they cry. Say the youth no enter. Obi no be youth too. In 60 something no be youth. So Sowore na be youth.
Much younger than what we have.
So don't be angry with me if I'm not sad that you are sad that you did not enter because you divided my own vote.
We are not actually ready.
Nigeria, but like Femi said, Sowore did not have a chance, and neither did Obi. I'm not crying, neither should you. Mary, you have the last say. Let's close the live.
Well, from what Femi said, I just wanted to correct a few things. I agree that Obi did not have alliance with the North, and politics is a game of numbers, right? However, I think Obi stood a big chance. I'm a strong obedient, and I'm not saying this because I am an obedient, because I have a lot of friends whose parents are in government and they are APC supporters. So despite the fact that I was upset with the elections, I feel like Obi had a good chance. And yes, all elections are always rigged, always rigged. But this particular election is as if it was rigged shamelessly. As in, it was rigged shamelessly. I'll take, for example, Rivers State. Rivers State, even if Rivers State does not go to Labour Party, Rivers State is originally a PDP state. Rivers State, I have friends and have family members, my dad's brother, cousins, I have people that live in Rivers State. Almost all polling units that they were at, Labour Party was leading with 95% votes. They had people come intimidate them, collect the ballot box. Some of them even had policemen snatch it. It was horrible. This particular election, the intimidation was terrible. In Lagos, they said, oh yes, obedience won in Lagos. But I believe that the margin for Labour Party in Lagos should have been more. It should have been way more than what APC got. Tinubu won. Yes, Tinubu got a lot of votes and everything, but I promise you, Rivers State would have been Labour Party easily. That was a completely stolen mandate. It was not, and they were not even hiding. They stole it by force. Lagos too was bad. That's why you see places like you're saying, why did they rig in the east and this one, that one? You can only rig where you can rig. APC could rig in Lagos the way they did because they are in control in terms of having like manpower, ad bureaus and all of that. They could rig properly in Lagos. They should take bus and go to the east and go and rig. It's not going to work. You can only rig where you can rig. Okay, look at Abuja that Obi won. You don't have all those you don't have those facilities on ground for them to do it in Abuja. And that's why Obi was able to win. You can only rig.
Well, Buhari won in Abuja.
Sorry?
Buhari actually won in Abuja as well.
nobody's happy with the current administration. So even if Buhari wanted to set up machineries for them to, it's not just going to work, because there's just, people are tired, or the whole point is people do not want the current administration because they feel that, they don't feel, but in reality, they have been taken backwards. And we all know what we're talking about.
Can I ask a question, Ma? Can you please tell me the difference between election losing, Labour Party losing election in Southwest, broad Southwest? What I mean by Southwest, Osun, Ekiti, Oyo, Ondo. And can you also relate that with Labour Party winning in Southeast, Anambra, Enugu, and Co? Can you please relate
Difference
the factor?
Has more strong hold in the East because of tribe. Like you said, elections and all those things, it still works on religion and tribal lines. And that's why Obi can have more numbers in the East. In the Southwest, he didn't get a lot of numbers, except for maybe Lagos and I don't know, except for especially Lagos, because Lagos is metropolitan. You have a lot of people, different tribes and tongues in Lagos, not just Igbo, Yoruba. You have so many people. And then the elites, if you notice, a lot of the elites in Lagos, even in that Ikoyi that Tinubu lives.
No, I'm not even talking about Osun. No, I'm talking about Osun, Oyo.
Oshu, because he didn't win Oshu because, first of all, he's not a Yoruba man. Oshu is not metropolitan the way it is in Lagos. He probably doesn't have a lot of alliance.
Let me break your heart over the Osun matter. PDP won Osun.
I know.
And PDP candidate is not a Yoruba man, it's Atiku.
Osun is a PDP state. That's not Davido's uncle state. It's purely.
But don't forget, Atiku lost in Delta. How about that?
Okowa, do you think people really care for Okowa in Delta State? You need to speak to Delta indigenes to hear from them.
Absolutely.
I feel like
so much in debt, and it's a lot. Salaries over.
Mary,
let's move on.
Mary,
let's just move on.
Hold on, Mary. I'm impressed with your you not be fine girl for nothing. You get sense. Wow. I was, as in Ada's questions today. Ada, I mean,
people should
yeah,
have not people should have picked a stronger man.
What is it called? Femi Aderogba was taken back by some of her questions. So I love it. I love beautiful women that have sense. I love it. It means a lot to me. I like to see women hold political conversations and then still slay while they're at it. So I'm
this will be the first time this will be the first time I will have discussion with the obedient, and it's going to be peaceful,
yes,
enlightening, and understanding. Serious.
Yes.
I love your questions. So intelligent.
It got to a stage, I don't argue with them. Me,
it's not that they run their mouths. Go on Twitter. They are terrible on Twitter.
Seriously.
But you see,
I've always believed that every obedient, they are emotional until I find you guys today.
Let me end this with saying one thing. Let's work together. For all you know, none of us here voted for Tinubu.
Yeah.
Not Mary, not Femi, and not me. But why don't we give him a chance? Maybe he is what Nigeria is actually looking for. People fear Tinubu. Tinubu has alliances. Tinubu has people. Tinubu can work. Or 2027 is just right around the corner. PDP, Labour Party, Sure, you guys have 4 years to prepare if Tinubu does not do well.
Obi should come on.
But if he does well, that 4 years will stretch to 8. But that we will sit down here and not support our president-elect because we are all from different parties will work against us, not in our favor. So if you are angry, they say don't protest by burning your food. Don't protest against hunger by burning your food. We have a little food. Let's manage. Let's eat it. Let's see what the next 4 years brings while we strategize on how to go back there and put the youth in power. Because me, I don't believe 2027 belongs to any OB. Now we should
obedient. Please come on. Come on
to PDP so that Shore can.
I
era as well. I don't think people really believe Atiku. I think PDP needs to work and maybe, and I know it might be hard because the flag bearer is more like a jagaba.
Have you watched Atiku?
I don't think people, the fact that he's
watch his speech
multiple times, I don't think people really believe that Atiku has the capacity to change Nigeria. And I'm speaking from my conversations with other people. I think your flag bearer might all
obedient or PDP people.
PDP
people.
Yes.
Well, all I will say is that towards the 2027 election, I think we have good 4 years to prepare for that winning. It's better we come home, you come home, so that we can dialogue together. We can find the best candidate, even outside OB. There are other people as well we can use for the election, and we can bring out this party from government. But till then, let's support the current government. Let's not engage in violence, in unnecessary arguments, and let's just be united. So I really appreciate it's a pleasure chatting with you guys. You know, this is the first time I will enjoy conversation with Obedience.
Nice.
Thank you. I also enjoyed this conversation with Obedience. Obedience, I love you guys. Take care. Femi, thank you. Thank you, guys. Right. God bless. Please, before you go to my Facebook and buy stars if you really love my channel. We've been on for quite a while late, and we're here to make you happy. Search for Daddy Freeze on Facebook, DAW. Scroll down. Click on the video. Scroll down, and we wait to make you happy. Search for Daddy Freeze on Facebook. Go to Facebook now, all of you, over 1,000 of you, go and buy my stars. Thank you so much. And big shout out to the lady who helped me meet my goal, and my #1 supporter today who helped me finish my goal, Irene Babs 77. Please, if you are on TikTok, follow Irene Babs 77. Amazing lady. Follow her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nobody has ever sent me a TikTok universe. Please send me a TikTok universe if you have. Let me heal you right now on TikTok. Thank you so much. Take good care of yourselves. God bless you. Mary's going to buy me stars. I know when they do their face like
I'm trying to.
I'm even about to buy.
Hey, Femi. Hey, Mary, my sweet people. Ada blessing. Thank you so much for coming live.
Facebook. All right, thank you.
All right.
So much. Thank you so much, all of you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Oh yeah, the rest of you make a hail now. The people who bought me stars so far, real quick. Chibuzon Wokoye. Chibuzon Wokoye is an obedient fan.
My card is not working now.
The fact that we don't align 100% on our ideologies. But to be honest, I believe Obi is a good man. I believe.
Obi is a good man. If there were dirty laundry on Obi by now, they would have combed the forest and they would have brought it out. But I think he's a good man. Just that he needs to be less emotional. Politics is not emotion. You don't come and be doing. You don't do.
And Atiku is a good man as well.
You have to.
Atiku is a good man.
I listen to Atiku, and I don't lie.
I believe Atiku.
Atiku is more intelligent than I thought. Atiku is. I listen to all of them. Oh. None of them is daft. Obi tries to play emotional lines. We will go to court. We'll go to court. What do you want to go and tell them in the court? But I wish him well. I want to see the court process play out. It makes good content for me to come and talk about. You understand much. So all of you much. Irene Babs 77, thank you so much. All of you that are buying my stars, thank you so much. I'm going to leave this live.
This is the kind of issue I normally get whenever I want to buy stars. I don't know why.
In Nigeria, Bifemi.
Yes, I'm in Nigeria.
So
this has always been my.
It always is hard from Nigeria. That's why I need all the Canadians to come and be.
Yeah, exactly. I agree to that.
All right, guys. It was a lovely political conversation. I did not rapture anybody. I did not curse anybody. I did not. Okay, at the beginning, I probably did. Forgive me.
Wait, Daddy, before you go, where are these ladies? Why are they not joined the obedient? What is it called? Team OB. Yes.
There's
See movie.
again. No, we finished Clash of the Supporters. We finished. Thank you. The,
Oh.
the insult where I collect on top that thing, it reach. Make it house.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you all so much.
Right.
Thank you. Mary,
Yeah. Bye-bye.
I appreciate you, my sister.
You're welcome.
Mary, I can see your hand. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Why doesn't he send at once though? I bought 530 and I'm trying to send, and it's
sending in 50.
Send it 50 by 50 by 50.
Yes. Thank you, my dad. I'll call you.
Have a great
I haven't talked like 4 months since we saw. I don't think I've sat down to talk to you. I'll call you during the week.
No problem.
Thank you for the support.
Bye, guys. Have a great evening.